Lecture, Module A. The Legacy and Modern Significance of Greek and Latin Inscriptions. In this lecture, we will explore the lasting influence of Greek and Latin inscriptions and examine their relevance in today's world. These inscriptions, originating from ancient civilizations that laid the foundation for Western culture, continue to resonate in contemporary architecture, academia, legal systems, and cultural symbols. By exploring their historical contexts and modern applications, we will highlight the profound impact these ancient languages have had on shaping our present-day society. To fully appreciate the significance of Greek inscriptions, it is essential to understand the rich historical context in which they were employed. In ancient Greece, inscriptions were integral to society's social, political, and religious fabric, often displayed on temples, public buildings, and monuments. They commemorated important events, such as military victories, athletic triumphs, and political milestones, while also instilling a sense of pride and unity among citizens. Religious beliefs and practices were deeply ingrained in Greek life, and inscriptions served as a primary medium for expressing piety and devotion, as seen in the Temple of Apollo at Delphi, which features maxims like, "Know thyself," and "Nothing in excess," reflecting the moral principles esteemed by the Greeks. These architectural embellishments enhanced the aesthetic appeal of structures and served as enduring records of the cultural and civic values upheld by the Greek city-states. Similarly, the Romans extensively utilized Latin inscriptions to document and communicate essential aspects of their expansive empire. Military prowess was a cornerstone of Roman identity, and inscriptions immortalized their conquests, legitimized imperial authority, and inspired loyalty. Inscriptions also commemorated the construction of public works, such as aqueducts, roads, bridges, and baths, with examples like the Pont du Gard in France highlighting Roman engineering prowess and their commitment to public welfare. Altars, temples, and tombstones often bore inscriptions honoring deities and memorializing the deceased. Today, remnants of these inscriptions can still be seen in ruins across Europe, serving as open-air museums that preserve these linguistic and cultural records for posterity. Even after Greek and Latin ceased to be commonly spoken languages, inscriptions in these languages persisted as symbols of intellectual prestige, legal authority, and religious significance. During the Middle Ages and the Renaissance, churches, universities, and government buildings were adorned with Latin inscriptions reflecting the era's intellectual and religious fervor. This practice extended beyond Europe to the Americas during colonization, where Latin inscriptions became prominent in academic, legal, and ecclesiastical contexts. The continued use of Greek and Latin inscriptions provided legitimacy, authority, and continuity, bridging historical and modern worlds and preserving the legacy of classical cultures. The influence of Greek and Latin inscriptions is still evident in contemporary life. Government buildings and flags, museums and libraries, official documents, and seals frequently feature classical inscriptions that reflect the ideals and purposes of these institutions. For example, the Latin phrase
"E pluribus unum"
translates to "out of many, one," symbolizing the union of the original 13 colonies into a single nation. The inscription on the Great Seal of the United States is featured on coins, including the quarter, dime, and half-dollar, and appears on official documents, flags, and other representations of U.S. government authority. Public parks, theaters, and monuments also incorporate classical inscriptions to honor historical figures and events. Educational institutions prominently feature Greek and Latin inscriptions in their mottos, seals, and official documents, reflecting a commitment to classical ideals and intellectual traditions. For instance, Oxford University's motto,
"Dominus illuminatio mea",
"The Lord is my light," Yale University's
"Lux et veritas",
"Light and Truth," and York College's
"Sapere aude incipe",
"Dare to Know." Begin. Underscore the enduring relevance of classical languages in articulating academic values. These inscriptions serve as decorative elements and constant reminders of the institution's historical roots and educational missions. In contemporary memorials and gravestones, Latin inscriptions are employed to convey a sense of solemnity and permanence. Phrases like
requiescat in pace,
rest in peace are common, linking modern commemorations with age-old traditions and emphasizing the continuity of human experiences across centuries. Artists and writers often incorporate Greek and Latin inscriptions into their works to evoke certain themes or pay homage to classical influences. Contemporary literature, films, and visual arts frequently utilize these inscriptions to add layers of meaning and connect modern audiences with ancient wisdom and aesthetics. In conclusion, Greek and Latin inscriptions, though rooted in ancient civilizations, continue to profoundly influence our modern world. They serve as tangible links between the past and the present, enriching our architectural spaces, educational institutions, legal systems, and cultural expressions. By preserving and celebrating the heritage of the ancient Greeks and Romans, these inscriptions remind us of the foundations upon which much of Western civilization is built. Understanding and appreciating these inscriptions allows us to acknowledge the timeless wisdom and enduring legacy of classical cultures, inspiring future generations to continue the pursuit of knowledge, justice, and artistic excellence.